back, and now our task is to create a task card template that you can use to make one set of task cards or as many as you'd like. So we're going to start by logging into Canva. Here we are. We're going to go to Create Design here. And you're going to go down to Custom because we want 8.5 by 11. Now this is going to be portrait. If you would like landscape, you're going to simply type in 8.11 by 8.5 and change it to inches. Oh, I'm going to change this 11 to 8.5, silly Canva. And we're going to go create new design. So I usually go with the vertical or the portrait, but let's try creating one for a landscape task card. So what I want you to picture, even though this is paper size 8.5 by 11 printer paper, this is like our canvas, and we're going to be able to resize it and manipulate it to whatever your classroom needs are after we get this baseline template built. So what I always like to do is go to Elements. I like to always very easily and simply create a border. It just makes it nicer, more aesthetically pleasing. Don't spend too much time trying to center it. I'm going to put I like kind of a thinner, maybe a 3 border. And then once I have that border on, I can take this and go transparent. Again, most of the times I like to print my task cards, so you're going to want to keep that in mind. But if you're going to eventually make digital task cards, or you have some unlimited amount of color ink at your disposal, go ahead, color it up. I'm going to make sure that border is center, so I'm going to go align to page first. Did I really get it there? I can't go center and I can't go middle. So I guess I got lucky. That doesn't always happen, and aligned it perfectly. Awesome. Now this is my task card. So I'm going to put a title on here so my students know what the task at hand is. I'm going to, sometimes I like to use these fancy pre-made things just to spice things up. Let's go here. That looks fun. So I'm going to put, we're going to build some thesis statement task cards. So we're going to go thesis statement task cards. Now I don't really want that big, so I'm going to take this and resize it. You're going to have to play around with the sizing and the spacing to your liking. Once I think that looks good, I'm going to click on the whole thing. I'm going to make it even smaller. You know what? I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to leave that purple on because even if I print them, it'll come out just a darker gray. Okay, thesis statement task cards. Now, everything that you're going to put on your template, so everything that we're going to put right here in this project is going to be on every single task card. Okay, we're only building one though. So I like to number my task cards. You know what? Let's do this. Let's like make this really cool. Get rid of that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put a 1 here, but I'm going to actually put 2 spaces. I'm going to put it in front of the 1. No, actually not, because that will grow. So, oops. What I'm doing right now in my head is I'm thinking what will happen when task card number 23 is put in here from the Bolt creator. And what's going to happen is it will expand on its own. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. Oops. I'm going to drag this up here. I'm going to make that small. I don't really like that way that looks. Okay. So this is task card number 1. I'm going to move this down. And then again, when I have double-digit tasks, this will get even bigger. And I'm going to go to effects here. And I said I wasn't going to do color, but let's just make these pretty. And I'm going to make my font white. And I'm also going to bold it. Okay, so that is number 1. I think I like how that looks. Again, it's not the end of the world. And then I'm going to have different types of tasks within these cards. So I'm going to want directions on each card. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to enter a text box. and I'm going to type directions. Again, this is going to be on every single task card. That's a little too big. Okay. And now here is the important part. I want this to say directions, but I want, when we go to bulk editor and input all of our data, I want the directions to come underneath it. So I'm going to insert a body text box. I'm going to go over here. It's going to be small. They don't need to be huge. I'm going to align it here. And I am going to put the text there so it's justified. Now this is an important part. Make sure your text box goes as far as you want your text to go. Obviously the body placeholder, so I'm going to put this as placeholder right here, just so you're not confused. This text box is going to hold the data that we have in our spreadsheet that we're going to import. Okay, so directions, placeholder. Now I'm going to just duplicate this. I like to keep it very all the same thing. I'm going to go down because our directions might get a little bit long. And I'm going to put task. I'm going to go here. And then I'm going to make another placeholder. I'm just pressing Command D or Control D depending on your computer. And I'm going to line this up right there. And the task will be written below. Now, what you do with the rest of the card is totally up to you. If you don't think these placeholders are the right size text, the right font, I'm going to actually up them a little bit. I get frustrated when I create a set of task cards and everything's too small. I'm like, what was I thinking? Okay, so we have the number, we have the placeholder here. So even you can even just put like a number sign so you know that, see how it got wider than the one? Okay, I'm going to make this not center aligned. See, it's bouncing around the text box now. This is good stuff. Oh my gosh. Control Z. Okay. This is good stuff to show you because you want to be able to picture exactly what's going to happen. Okay, so my text box is there. So if anything, if it grows with a bigger number, it's going to grow to the right because there's space left in the text box to the right and it's left aligned. So let's try it out just to make sure. So if I go here and I go 1, 2, 3, yes, it's going to grow to the right. So perfect. It doesn't matter what you leave in there. I just don't like how it looks like it's in the corner. Okay, perfect. Now there is a view of my task card. I kind of like to always add some kind of image or decoration. Just again, we're trying to engage students in the learning thesis statement. That means you're claiming something in your writing. I want to remind students of that. I'm going to go to elements and I'm going to go to make a claim. And sometimes, oh, this is kind of cool. Let me see. I go back and forth. Oh, here's somebody claiming something. You know, I even like the word claim because that's how I taught my kids. So I'm going to choose this. Yep. And I am going to, it's kind of chunky, but I'm going to spin it around. Kind of put it right here. You know, maybe I'll get another essay. Kind of like that. It's like when you're writing your essay, you make a claim. Let's make that small. And then hopefully this won't get, oh, see, I can move this text box. So it will just take the bottom half. It won't go further than this. So let's do this. Let's put this up here like this. Yeah. Okay. And you can get creative. This is just the fun part. And that's that. So that is a template. Now the next step would be to actually import my data from my spreadsheet, my directions and my tasks and my task card number. And we will learn how to do that next.